All right, the next thing that we have to understand or think about when moving into a self-hypnosis state is your readiness for change specifically, because we have our programs in our subconscious mind for a reason. There's always a reason. Remember when we think it was emotions. When emotions come up, there's always a reason. When you look back at memories or the misconceptions or the lies or the programs we let in or created that are skewed when we were children or when we were teenagers or even as adults, there was always a reason that we did that. We're always doing the best we know how to do. When you're ready for a better way, then the way is created and we do it. So how do we know when we're ready for change? Number one is when you've suffered enough. This is physically, because in every physical ailment, there's always that psychological or emotional side of it. Now, I'm not saying that you can miraculously be cured of everything because it's all emotional. That's not what I'm saying. But if there's a physical pain, there's still a point where you say, enough is enough. I don't want to live this way anymore. And so you take the action steps of changing, finding a way to find some kind of relief, whether it's going to a doctor, trying physical therapy, doing self-hypnosis to see what you can release emotionally, see where the emotional effects are. Whatever it is, there's that space, that breaking point where you're just, I can't take this anymore. Going back to that comfort zone. Remember, you're in the comfort zone. When you grow so much inside that it's uncomfortable, it's more painful to stay in the comfort zone than it is to reach out and be uncomfortable with the unknown. That's when you do it. So that also goes for a mental state. One way that you know if you're ready to change because enough is enough in a pain in the mental state is because you have that cognitive dissonance. That's where you want something, and then part of your brain says something opposite. So when you can feel the fighting in your own mind, you know that you're ready for change. You know that I'm done crying. Go back to the very first relationship that you had where your heart was broken, or you thought your heart was broken. You thought you were so in love and your heart was broken, and you're just either angry or depressed or whatever emotion you decided to connect with that. You felt that way until enough was enough. I'm ready for change. I'm done with feeling this way. I'm ready to reach out and find somebody new. And most likely you found somebody new and you're like, oh, I didn't die after all. I can still live. I can still love. I can still enjoy life. So we get stuck in the programs, in the rut, in the hamster ball or hamster wheel, going round and around in the same place until we get tired enough or sick enough or it's painful enough that we get off of the wheel. Okay, so there's one reason. Enough is enough. I've suffered enough. The next one is, I don't recall at the moment who said this. I want to say it was Jen, but maybe not. It's the boredom factor. So when you're just bored with being where you are, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs states the different human needs that we have. There's the basic food and shelter and all of those things. And then there's the need for community. We want a family. We want to connect with other people. And then there's the innate need or feeling to want to express yourself in the world around you. You feel that call for a higher purpose. What is my purpose here? What do I want to do? So kind of going with the enough is enough of I'm bored in this comfort zone. I want more. And so then you have the drive, the motivation to go after it. Okay. All right. So in this place of boredom, I want to, I'm going to put it this way. My stepsister's mother had one of her favorite phrases is to remind us that the opposite of love is not hate. It's apathy. It's that lethargic lack of desire, like the opposite of desire. I don't have any drive. When you have that apathy, it's like suicidal tendencies or thoughts. There's no will. You have no will to live. So if you stay in this comfort zone long enough, because we were meant to grow, it's in our nature to grow and reach out and stretch out and perform and learn and express our purpose. When we don't, when we keep ourselves trapped, we get smaller and smaller and more tired and more bored until it gets to the point of apathy where you just don't care. And that's dangerous. Now, there are all kinds of different forms of suicide, and I hope that I'm not offending anybody, and I'm very close personally with the state of suicide and the tendencies in my own mind. I felt it, I've been there. Also, there are more ways to commit suicide than ending your life abruptly. I want to point this out right here just because we often fall into judgment for the people that are in so much pain they decide to take their life. But what about the people that are in so much pain that they want to take their life slowly? We're just going to numb out with drugs or alcohol or sleep or whatever it is that's keeping you from moving forward. That apathy, remember? There's all kinds of different ways. And then that kind of shifts into that when enough is enough. When you're so done with feeling that state of apathy and you're willing to take a chance on yourself, because what have you got to lose? When you're so far into that boredom extreme, into apathy, then there's nothing else to lose. Eventually you take a breath and you decide, I'm going to practice. And so you do. And that leads us into the third way, the realization that change is possible. The realization can also start with a seed, the hope. It might be that you see somebody else outside of you change. You see the possibility, and so you plant the seed in your own subconscious mind of the idea of what if I could change? What if it is possible? And then that's when awareness kicks in. It's like coming out of a dream where you've been walking through your life in a fog, that somnambulistic state where you're just taking in life is happening to you, or you have your blinders on because you're just coping with life. And then all of a sudden the fog lifts. It's like you're coming out of a dream and your senses are heightened. You see more clearly, you hear more crisply, you taste more fully, things are more enjoyable, and things are more painful. When you're not numb, you have that law of rhythm. So you can feel the ups, you can also feel the lows. And it's okay and it's good, because feeling is better than the numb, dreamlike coping state. When the awareness kicks in, you start to lift and become more aware and conscious of everything around you. And that's when the possibility strikes. You're like, oh my gosh, could maybe I want, and you have this dance where the cognitive dissonance happens. You're just like, I think I could, but I don't know. Let me watch this person. Okay, Joe Dispenza did it. And okay, my neighbor, my sister, somebody, you have examples. That's why we started this program with our hero. We all have a hero. And remember, that hero, everything you want from that hero is already within you. When you have that realization grow that I can change, I have the power to change, and I'm willing to do the work, that's when you know you're ready. We can change. We all can change. It's in our genetic makeup to grow and shift and flow. And even if you come up with an idea and it's completely wrong, it's still okay because now you know what not to do. So whether it's a physical change that you all of a sudden have the awareness and the drive, like, okay, I love my body. It's my house for my whole lifetime. I'm going to take care of it. Or you have that realization, the craving in your mind, I want to feel better. I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to be who I was always meant to be. Whatever it is, it's all great and good. You can change in multiple ways at the same time. And sidebar, you can't change in one way and not affect the rest of your life. So the good news is, whether you're focusing on a physical goal or an emotional goal or a financial goal, you literally can't make a positive change in one area of your life without the ripple effect happening and changing, having positive changes in the rest of your life. So that's why when we're talking about goal setting, I didn't care whether it was what kind of a goal it was, because I understand how human nature works and it's all going to benefit everything. So start with something. If you haven't started your goal yet, now is the day. Just pick anything, decide and do it. If you started a goal and you're kind of shifting on it, reassess, reconfirm, and start again. Today's a new day, step one. They will move you closer and further into change than just allowing life to happen to you. So, any improvement is improvement. Celebrate it. Success is success. Failure is also success because you're learning, right? Going back to that awareness, acceptance, adjustment, reapply. Awareness, acceptance, and then we analyze it and adjust and reapply. It's the cycle that we'll do. So that realization that positive change can happen and that you can do it is the third and most beneficial way to know you are ready.